That's how powerful this is. Nature's own, boom, shotgun, all right, boom. Bring down airplanes. So more of the corrals coming down toward Japan. Look at all the recent eruptions, 2006, 2007, 63, 63, 94. Let's go to Japan. Here is Unsen, so Japan, arc. Let's go to this portion right here, there it is. And Unsen is right there. Very dangerous volcano. Last time it erupted in a big way, you don't have to know these numbers, just get the idea. It was in 1792, killed 15,000 people, just about everybody was there. Small eruption in 92. But now, look at all of this. Look at all of this. Having not taken Earth Science 105, they're living in the shadows of an active plate boundary volcano. Oh, God. Look at that. Here is Unsen. And the start of a new era done. First, a landslide, and then it lets go. The kettle is off, the top is off the kettle.
Bigger than all that came before.
Look at that.
Within moments, it overwhelms the valley.
This is real. Can you imagine this? A new ardent. Oh God, get that red trailer going. Hurry up, come on, come on. Look at this, look. And, yeah, some people did not make it out. It's real footage. Whoa. So, told you I was going to scare you today. Isn't that amazing? All right? So I walk up to basalt lava. This thing, I'm going to be miles away. All right? I'll watch from a safe distance. So we've been part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. We did the Aleutians, Japan. There are the Marianas, and here are the Philippines. We'll go there next. The Philippines. Pinatubo erupted in 1991. This was huge. It had new ardents, or glowing avalanches. It had a main Plinian eruption. That's the shotgun blast into the sky. Here is the pyroclastic flow, or new ardent. Both names work. Also called glowing avalanche. Here's somebody trying to escape. And then that ash comes down and covers everything. That's not snow. That's volcanic ash. Like I blew into the air. All right, look at it all. Look at it all. Whoa! Get that thing going. It got out of there. Whoa. So, there it goes. The way you're doing it. Boom, boom. Looks like a landslide, but it's not. Kind of like one. But it's very hot. All right? Okay, Pinatubo. Huge. It blasted so much material. It did go in Earth orbit. And although we are undergoing global warming, this reversed the world's warming for 1 year. Okay? Just amazing. This is from Clark Air Force Base. The Philippines were getting restless. People were getting restless with our presence there. And we were in negotiations to abandon our bases and turn them over to the Philippine government. But the decision eventually was made by a volcano. All right, this eruption closed Clark Air Force Base. And it was an amazing time. For a whole year, the whole world was bathed with beautiful red sunsets. Yeah, it was really cool. I would drag my children out and say, "Oh, look at the red sunset." "Oh, Dad, we know it's Mount Pinatubo." What a deal. Look at all the ash coming. That's not snow, it's volcanic ash. So all kinds of eruptions. New ardent, or glowing avalanche, or pyroclastic flow, all the same thing. There's the Plinian eruption. That's the shotgun in the sky. And we got one more. It's called the hot mud flow. We'll see that one in just a moment. Oh, there it is. Also in the Philippines, in this region right here, is the most active volcano in the Philippines. It's the Mayan volcano, and you can see it's got these huge slopes. And this is a hot mud flow, and actually this has now been mapped. The red are all lahars, hot mud flows, that are historically occurred, and they're there. So different kinds of eruptions. Here's Mayan having a pyroclastic flow, a Plinian eruption. So if I show you, hint, this next Thursday, and I said the kind of volcanic eruption on the flanks of that volcano are, what is it? Yeah, pyroclastic flow or new ardent, okay? That's my gift to you because you are here. All right. The Marianas, New Guinea, look at that. after a pyroclastic flow. Let's go to New Zealand. New Zealand's lovely. Volcanoes are beautiful, but they're deadly. We can enjoy them, but you've got to respect them, all right? Doing what nature always has. I mean, look at this. Oh, look at these lovely, lovely volcanoes. That hot mud. Would you go to a hot mud store and put some of that hot mud on you? Have you done that before? How many of you have had a hot mud bath? Did it smell kind of sulfur-like? A little bit, yeah. It's full of minerals, and it does rehydrate your skin. Look at that. And nature's own geyser, where the water gets hot and gets done. Indonesia. Look at all the active volcanoes. Not fooling with us. Wow. Krakatoa is here. I'm looking for Tambora. What did I do with Tambora?
Right.
There it is. Thank you. Tambora. Let's visit Krakatoa and Tambora. Huge eruption. Now, they were in the 1800s, but it gives us a lesson. Well, I could have gone here. Krakatoa, Tambora. It's an island arc. Okay, now we know what that is. Krakatoa blew itself away. It was a huge volcanic mountain. It was a signal to passing ships. They always could use it to navigate, and it destroyed itself. And then rebuilt a new volcano in the middle. So it was amazing. Krakatoa, 1881, the earth literally rained like a bell. All right? This huge amount of pumice was thrown into the sky and came down. It clogged the Borneo Straits in here. Boats couldn't get through. And then the trade winds were to the west. And over the next year, all this pumice, which floats, became a Noah's Ark. And it rafted, carrying with it animals, crustaceans, and reptiles across the entire Indian Ocean, where it washed up on the shores of Africa 1 year later. It was such a huge eruption that it was heard, get in here, into the bathroom, and it was heard in Australia. And then here's the amazing thing. That percussion wave kept going, no longer could hear it, and went all the way around the earth and collapsed over Bogota, Colombia, where suddenly people couldn't hear it, but suddenly the pressure waves gave everybody screaming headaches. What was that? Had no idea what was going on. They could not have heard of this volcano. People put it together later. Well, that happened when? Wait, Bogota was exactly on the other side of the world. It was 6 hours later. That had to be the volcano. You see how big these things are. So subduction zones are not kidding with us. All right? Krakatoa, that's the new volcano. When it blew that time, it caused tidal waves. It swept into Indonesia, pulled 36,000 people out. There's a raft of pumice, percussion wave that circled the earth and collapsed on Bogota, Colombia, within an hour. Okay, within an hour. Here's a recent picture on YouTube last night. Love this.
Matthew, where are you?
Having a good time, a family out from sailboat. Okay. Krakatoa. Would I do this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When the volcano goes. Oh boy. So yeah. Too bad I can't sing. Wait, you got another one. Watch this. Same volcano, a little more active now, same eruption. Look at the bombs! Look at the lightning! Look at that. Oh. F word! F word! Well, if you're here, you're probably going to say a lot of F words and S words. Uh-oh. Look at that eruption. Look at the bombs! Look at the bombs! Woo! Pyroclastic! Pow! Love it! Oh, some more! Get closer! You get closer. Woo! Don't you love it? Gravity! So it's blasting out because of volcanic gases. Volcanic gases are doing this. Dynamite blood. The gas can't get out because the magma's too viscous. Woo! Let's go at nighttime. It's even better. All right, break out the champagne, darling. Let's have a Nature's own firework display. Are we far enough away? Yeah, I think so. Are you sure? Look at it, hit the surface. Oh, more lightning, blast. Great stuff. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. YouTube's amazing. Did you get that? Did you get that? The next day? Now, YouTube doesn't make it easy for you to get the clips off, but you just take the link and go to Zamzar and paste it in. Zamzar will send you the movie clip. All right? It works. Look at that. Now, Zamzar. Woo! Excuse me. Okay, so Tambora. Tambora was a whole different story. That was Krakatau, Indonesia. Now we're in Tambora. And it erupted a long time ago, 1815, but it was huge. This one, the whole world again was affected. We had no summer. The entire world had no summer. So much rock debris went into the Earth's entire atmosphere. They're near the, see, if this was up near the polar regions, it wouldn't affect the world. It would stay up in the polar region. But when you're near the equator, then it circles the Earth. And the warmest part of the Earth, where crops grow the best. And now you've got this huge shield blocking out sufficient sunlight. It snowed all June and July in New England, Europe. We had, and people, in 1815, the world is mostly based on agricultural and hunting. And it's cold. And you grow in the summer food to eat. All those potatoes, the food you eat for the rest of the year. If you have no crops, then you have famine. There was widespread famine. There were riots all throughout Europe and developed countries of the world. Near collapse of societies, all because of that volcano right there. Could it do it again? Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. It was wild. In fact, we think another volcano, Toba, and already, the biggest extinction was, Permian Triassic. Yeah, that was volcanic. Here, this may have been another one, Toba. It's a huge eruption. 60 miles long, 18 miles wide. We think it might have been around 74,000 years ago. One theory, just a theory, that most of humankind will perish. And that the idea, the theory is that all of us came from just a few individuals. That's the idea. Yeah. It's out there. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the idea. Let's keep going around the world. Central America, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Guatemala. That's a cow. YouTube, amazing. Take the link, paste it into Zamzar and your email address. And then you can take that movie and trim it down on both sides and get just the part you want. Okay? So they're out there, they're getting into their car, they realize they're in a dangerous area with a family. Come on, children, let's go. Let's get going. Come on. Come on. All right, this is real scary footage. Making fun of it, but this can get you. Oh, God. Nicaragua. I want to go see these, but they can't catch you. Look at that. Look at the car moving now. The roads are crazy. More cars in the way. Everybody's getting out. Dad! Oh, Dad! Whoa. Oh, my. So the subduction zones have earthquakes down to about 500 kilometers. Recall, three kinds of plate boundaries. Mid-ocean ridges. The earthquakes are all shallow, down to about 15 kilometers. Transform faults, the earthquakes are shallow, down about 15 kilometers, no more. But subduction zones go down 500 kilometers because the subduction crust that is going down is cold. So it stays brittle, brittle, breaks. Then it goes down to about that second line. But here we're looking at the entire slice of the entire mantle through South America. Here is the Andean Trench, way offshore. Subduction begins here, and then with incline zone of earthquakes about 100 kilometers in, I'm melting! The melt rises and makes the Andes volcanoes. All right? And those are coming up from several hundred kilometers. But now, this is a slice we call tomography. Tomography is an area of science that we use both in medicine and in geology. And in this case, what we're using is the changes in velocity of earthquake waves. Not earthquake depths, but the changes in velocity of earthquake waves. And we can see, we can actually track. Here is the trench, and look, a whole zone of cold rock going down, coming off the surface and sliding down all the way to the core mantle boundary. There's the evidence that when you subduct, part of you melts. I'm melting. But what doesn't melt? We call it a subduction graveyard, slides down like coffins, going all the way down. So the mantle is actually turning over. Hot spots, like Hawaii, come off the core mantle boundary and returning the material back up to the Earth's surface. And so this is all kind of new in the area of geology. So subduction goes down, trench offshore, volcanic mountains, some with shallow dips, some with steeper dips. It's all real. Look at the Andes today, the growth of continents, magmas in Ecuador, Peru, Chile, let's go, and hot mud flows. A lot of these volcanoes are covered with glaciers, see? Covered with glaciers, covered with ice and snow, because they stand up 15, 16, 17,000 feet high. But when they find, and they're dormant. I've already told you that many of these volcanoes sleep for a long time. How long did you sleep last night? They sleep for a long time. But when they reawaken, they're getting hotter. I'm melting. Magma's coming. The first thing that should come down is not the lava, is not the New Ardent, all right? Not the Plinton eruption. The first thing to come down is the meltwaters of the glaciers. And these hot mud flows are called a lahar. Here's one, a historic one, that came down. The Lascar volcano in Chile. That's a mud flow. Here's another one. That's a mud flow. Would you build a home right there? Let me show you. Look out. Here it is. There it is. Hot mud flow. Whoa! Colombia, South America. This one actually came in and flooded entire villages. Look at that again. It's kind of wild. Go back. 1, 2, 3. There it is. It's steaming. It's a hot mud flow. Oh, God. Hot mud flow. So it's a kind of landslide, all right? First thing to come down. There's a Plinian-style eruption in Ecuador. Another one. Look at lovely high winds blowing across it, blasting into the sky. This one, very dangerous volcano. Anybody here from Mexico? This is outside Mexico City. It's called El Popocatépetl, in my Texan pronunciation of it. But I've had people from Mexico who could really say that word, and it's beautiful. But I can't say it right. We sometimes just call it El Popo. It last erupted in the 1800s, but now it is surrounded by 12 million people. And guess what? Popo is reawakening today. All right? It's coming back to life. This was one in 1943. This is Paracutin. It came out of nowhere. Usually, it's older volcanoes just reawakening, but every now and then, a new volcano sprouts. This one came right up through a cornfield, out of nowhere. Okay? Because of subduction underneath Mexico. All right? The trench is out near Acapulco, but the subduction continues all the way inboard as far in as Mexico City. Look out. We can go to the Mediterranean, Mount Vesuvius, Mount Etna, all these volcanoes, all right? California is part of our ring of fire, but now its plate boundary is the San Andreas Fault. That shut off all the volcanoes. It shut off all the volcanoes through this portion of our western plate boundary, and the volcanoes were eroded away, exposing accretionary material shown in green. Continents grow in two ways, accretion and magma, and red is all granite. Look at all the granite. Blue are remnants of the old geocline sediments that preceded this subduction zone plate boundary. But look at that. Look at all the granite that's out there that once fed volcanoes. Now the volcanoes are mostly eroded away, granite at depth. But continuing north, the Cascadia subduction zone, here is the spreading ridges out in the Pacific, sending ocean crust into the trench and down, down, down. I'm melting. So here's the San Andreas Fault, connects spreading ridges in the Gulf of California and in Cascadia. And those spreading ridges are shoving ocean crust, there's the trench, toward volcanic mountains. And look at them all, from Lassen Peak, Mount Shasta, Crater Lake, Three Sisters, Mount Hood, cross from Oregon into Washington, Mount Adams, Mount St. Helens, and Mount Rainier. Look at them all. They are active. Every one of them are active. Anybody here from the Cascade region, from the Northwest? It's a terrifying place. You might not want to be there. Look at Mount Rainier. Whoa! That picture was taken from the campus of the University of Washington. Whoa! That volcano. Look at all the glaciers just waiting to come down. Towns like Olympia and Tumwater are built on lahar and other avalanche deposits. Mount Baker covered with snow, waiting to wake it up. Here is a lava flow. Sometimes they do have lava made out of obsidian. It's all and pumice. Look at that. Here is Crater Lake. It used to be a big volcanic mountain called Mount Mazama, and it erupted and blew itself apart. Now a little wizard island's there. This is so huge. It's not a crater at all. Not a crater. It's a caldera. And a caldera forms by huge explosions and then final collapse of the volcano mountain into the ground. Caldera. Here are the stages. You have an eruption, you got a volcano, you blow it out, and then the magma is gone, and so it sinks into the magma chamber. So that's the origin of a caldera. That's our biggest eruptions on this planet form caldera. Mount Mazama, Crater Lake, just sleeping, been sleeping for a long time, could it reawaken? Yes. But look at this is at the volumes. Tambora was pretty big, Krakatoa was pretty big, but Mount Mazama, where Crater Lake is today, huge. Mount St. Helens, we're going right there in just a moment. 1980 was really small. And what an eye-opener that was. Lassen Peak, looks like an atomic bomb. No, that's a Plinian eruption. Pliny the Elder. Mount Shasta, active, just sleeping right now. I'm sleepy, go wake me up. Obsidian and pumice, when it erupts gently, making lava, not basalt, made fundamentally the rocks andesite and rhyolite. Let's go to Mount St. Helens. All right, there it is. Before the eruption, the Spirit Lake, surrounded with Girl Scout and Boy Scout and church camps for kids, sitting there, beautiful. I remember when this happened. It was amazing. It erupted initially in March and was over by May. Woke up just for a few months. All right, and initially we had mudslides coming down, lahars coming down, hot mud flows going into the Toutle River, so hot that trout were jumping out of the rivers onto land to get away from the hot water. Crazy, crazy. Stations, geophysical and geologic stations were monitored all the way around the mountain, watching it. Airplanes flying from LA to Seattle, March and April. It didn't look very violent. It would actually steer closer to it so people could get a better look. Isn't that wild? And then on April, and then on May 18th, David Johnson, one of the people stationed out there, as this mountain landslide let go, the eruption began. He called, Vancouver, Vancouver, this is it. He was gone. All right? This volcano shot out a Plinian-style eruption like a shotgun, except it lowered it horizontally. Wow. It blew sideways. And David Johnson was just on the wrong side of the mountain. Blast! There it goes. Blast! Look at that. A huge lateral eruption. Later to go vertical, but it's blasting. Look at this thing. Blasting. Finally, it turned upward and continued to blast airborne. Volcanic ash went up. A lot of it went into Earth orbit. Others came down throughout Washington and Oregon to the east. 123 years of dormancy. You don't need to know that number. But Mount St. Helens, now Plinian. Look at the blasting going on. Whoa, it finally awakened up. Here's a child in a campground camping nearby. They're lucky they were not on the north side. Okay? This is the result. I took this picture. All right? This is the forest around Mount St. Helens. Do we even understand the power of volcanoes? If they can blast and put the rock debris in Earth orbit and occasionally blast laterally. I mean, look again. Wow. Look at that. Wow. And then I took this picture. Then they blasted here. Everything knocked down. Here, everything was left standing but dead. blown, stripped of their clothes, stripped of their limbs and leaves. Wow. And then further to the east, part of the ash went into Earth orbit, and part of the ash started coming back down. Look at that. You look out there. Look at that. Kids going to school. It's 8:45 in the morning. I think something's happened in Mount St. Helens. In the aftermath, you know, lots of wildlife. That's a moose. Logging trucks. So there it is. There are a lot of people that had gone into the Mount St. Helens region against the law. There was quite a fight. They wanted to close off Mount St. Helens, their surrounding communities. And a lot of people said, "No, look, that's my job. I'm a logger. That's my job. I've got a mortgage. I've got kids in college. You're going to tell me I can't go log? Screw you." So a lot of people stayed and kept their businesses going. And other people went in just because they were curious, tourists. There was only like 50 some odd people that died, but you know, one guy and his wife were killed in the cab of their truck, and the camera was melted, glued to his face. All right. Another survived because they were behind a hill by accident. So it's an amazing. They survived that northern blast. There it is today. Growing up, Spirit Lake is not the same. It's now 300 feet higher. The old Spirit Lake is buried. All right. So it's rebuilding. It's beautiful. Look at that, coming back to life. So Mount St. Helens, volcanic ash, pumice. Is very good for the environment, help nutrify the soil, and new life coming up, all right, new growth, so it all starts anew. And now, my final show, Montserrat, back into the Caribbean, let's go, watching Nature Zone.
On the map you can hardly find it, but it's always my paradise.
My paradise.
And everyone who has seen it has always been hypnotized.
Hypnotized.
Beneath the green and the mountain.
Oh, the mountain.
A volcano has been sleeping.
The old volcano's been sleeping.
Oh, he is awakening.
He's awakening.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
I just can't run away.
I just can't run away. You can pack up now and go. See you Tuesday, and have a lovely weekend.